It has been well documented over the years about odd happenings in certain places around the world. Objects moving by themselves, or screams and other bizarre noises being heard. Buildings are often perceived as being inhabited by disembodied spirits of the deceased who may have been former residents or were otherwise connected with the property. Parapsychologists often attribute haunting to the spirits of the dead who have suffered from violent or tragic events in the building's past. From war-torn battlefields to castles, stay with us as we take a look at the top 5 most haunted places on Earth. Number 5. This estate in St. Francisville, Louisiana, built in 1796 by General David Bradford, is considered one of America's most haunted locales. The Myrtles has 22 rooms spread over 2 floors. The spacious entry hall runs the length of the house and features faux bois, open pierced friezwork molding, a French baccarat crystal chandelier weighing more than 300 pounds, and a cantilevered staircase. Some say it has witnessed as many as 10 murders. Though it allegedly hosts several ghosts, one of the most popular tales concerns a former slave named Chloe, who, as legend goes, had her ear chopped off by her master for eavesdropping. She allegedly sought revenge by poisoning a birthday cake, which killed 2 of the slave's master's daughters. Their spirits are also said to haunt the plantation. According to the story, Chloe was hung by fellow slaves and lingers around the plantation, her severed ear concealed by a turban. The plantation house is rumored to be on top of an ancient Tunica Indian burial ground. Number 4. Amid the grass and monuments, the fields of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania tell more than the stories printed on plaques and mile markers. For many, the sunlight washes away the pain felt by the memories of the dead. The people of Gettysburg say they still feel the spirits of lives lost during the 3-day battle that would define American history. One of the most haunted buildings in Gettysburg is the Farnsworth House Inn. There are claims the house is plagued by a non-human entity. The Battle of Gettysburg lasted for 3 days and was one of the bloodiest in American history. Some 50,000 young men died in the conflict. With so many young men killed so violently, many believe the site is haunted by fallen soldiers unable to accept their untimely fate. These restless souls wander the Pennsylvania field, searching for their rifles and comrades, unaware that the battle is over. Number 3. With some 900 years of history behind it, it would almost be a surprise if Edinburgh Castle wasn't one of Scotland's most haunted sites. Since its construction as a military fortress in the early 12th century, the castle has witnessed surprise attacks, executions, and even a brief capture by the English. Reincarnated as a tourist attraction, Edinburgh Castle now offers haunted tours of its dungeons, which once hosted the likes of Duke Alexander Stuart of Albany, who escaped, stabbing his guards to death and then burning their bodies. Lady Janet Douglas of Glamis, accused of witchcraft and burned at the stake, and an unnamed piper who once wandered down one of the castle's underground passages and never returned. In 2001, Edinburgh Castle became the site of one of the largest paranormal investigations in history. A team of 9 researchers and over 200 members of the public explored the castle's forgotten chambers and secret passages for signs of ghostly happenings. The public was not told which areas of the castle were rumored to be haunted and which were not. 51% of participants in haunted areas reported paranormal experiences, while only 35% did so in the non-haunted areas. Shadowy figures, sudden drops in temperature, and the feeling of something tugging on your clothes are all everyday experiences in Edinburgh. If the castle's paranormal activity isn't enough, Edinburgh also boasts the Mary King's Close, an underground area of the city in which victims of the Black Plague were quarantined and left to die. Number 2. Built in 1828 with castle-like walls and imposing guard towers, Eastern State Penitentiary in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania was the first prison to institute solitary confinement. Prisoners lived alone, ate alone, and even exercised alone in individual yards. When an inmate left his cell, a guard covered his head with a hood so that he remained in confinement. Although the solitary system was quickly discarded due to overcrowding, Eastern State is widely believed to have caused mental illness among its prisoners. It operated as a regular prison from 1913 until it closed in 1970, during which time it housed both Al Capone and bank robber Willie Sutton. The prison was abandoned in 1971, and rumors of strange happenings have plagued the Stone Penitentiary ever since. Eastern State is now a museum, and visitors report footsteps in the yards, the sound of someone pacing in the cells, eerie noises, and lonely wails that drift through the cold, dark corridors. Cell Block 12 is famous for its disembodied laughter, and one guard tower appears, on some nights, to be occupied by a shadowy figure keeping watch over the empty prison. Number 1. The house on 112 Ocean Avenue in Amityville, New York, an upscale Long Island suburb, was the site of a brutal family murder in which 23-year-old Ronald DeFeo Jr. shot and killed his parents and 4 younger siblings on November 14, 1974. But much of the legend surrounding the home stems from the family who moved in a little over a year after the murders. George and Kathy Lutz and their 4 children, knowing about the tragic events that had taken place, agreed to see the property and eventually bought it. As soon as Kathy had walked into the house, she had a smile on her face that just beamed. That hadn't happened in all the previous homes we looked at, George Lutz recalled later, describing the events at Amityville at a paranormal convention. I knew from the look on her face that this was to be our dream home. Soon after moving in, though, things changed dramatically. Even after having the place blessed by a priest at the urging of a friend, George and Kathy said they began experiencing strange things. Banging noises, footsteps untraceable to any family member's movements, mysterious and pervasive odors, green jello-like substances leaking from walls, toilet water turning black, swarms of houseflies, and eyes peering in from outside the windows. Even the family's behavior began to change. George was often sick, went days without bathing, and lost weight, while Kathy had constant nightmares. The children began to fight with each other. After the disturbances worsened, the Lutzes decided to leave the house temporarily. But the night in which they were to depart turned out to be their last night there. Although George Lutz is reluctant to explain the full details of that night, he once said that the hardest thing for those people who experience a haunting is the loss of being able to communicate with anyone else about it. It's not talked about, it's not understood, and when it happens to you, you become an alien to everyone else. The Amityville house is claimed to be the most haunted house in the USA and possibly the world. With the invention of cameras, odd occurrences are being caught on camera more often these days. While there are a lot of hoaxes around, there are still some very strange things that cannot be explained. What do you think of paranormal activity, and have you experienced any yourself? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to check out one of our other videos on some of the world's most incredible moments. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.